Greetings to all. My name is Parag from Canara Bank. In this video, we will see the essential guidelines and steps to use Canara Bank CSS portal for Goa Samagra Shiksha. So first of all, we will understand in brief what this PFMS is and why government introduced this. So PFMS is Public Finance Management System implemented by Ministry of Finance of Indian Government. This is online management information system to give direct benefit of government schemes to particular beneficiary of that scheme. It is introduced to track government funds at central and state level, and it implies just-in-time disbursal of government funds directly to the people of the country, and this system helps to stop corruption and no blockage of government funds at any level. It covers central sector schemes, centrally sponsored schemes, and state schemes. So now we will move directly to our Canara Bank CSS portal and understand the steps to use this portal. This portal is specially designed for Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan, and we have designed very simple steps for schools to use this portal. So step 1 will be log in to the portal, that is to webapp.canarabank.in is our site to log into this portal. Second step will be to check the budget allocated for your school. Third step will be to add the beneficiary to whom you want to make a payment. Step 4 will be to make the payment to the added vendor, and step 5 will be whatever the payment you have done, you have to check the transaction or report. So one by one we will see all these steps in detail. So first step, as discussed, is login to CSS portal. So website is webapp.canarabank.in, and you can log in from your phone or computer browser. If you are using on a mobile phone, then you have to select the option desktop site in your Google Chrome. So this is the home page. When you go to the webapp.canarabank.in, this is your home page, and we will see in the video how to log in. Greetings to all. In this video we will see how to log into Canara Bank PFMS portal. Okay, in your mobile browser or computer browser, in Google you have to type webapp.canarabank.in. So we'll put webapp.canarabank.in. This is the admin page for our portal. Here it is asking for username and password. So username will be your email address that you have given to your BRC coordinator earlier while doing the registration for PFMS portal, and password will be you must have received in your email box with email heading name Canara CSS. So you have to check your email box for the password. If you don't receive the email and if you don't know the password, then you have to click on option forgot password. Here you have to put your username as email address, you have to put your date of birth, and you have to submit. After submitting this captcha, so after the submission you will receive an OTP on your registered mobile, and after submitting the OTP your password will be shared to your email address. So with that password, again you have to go to webapp.canarabank.in. In this page you have to put your email address and a password that you have received on your email, and then you have to log in after submitting this captcha. Now if you still having a problem in login, then you have to contact our BRC coordinator, respective BRC coordinator of your taluka, or you can contact me. The numbers we have shared in this video Now we will make a login. So you will receive an OTP after putting your username and password, and this will be your home page. So I just now I have logged into the account of Government High School Dabem. So here you can see, for a particular school, for single school, two users will be required. One will be the maker, and other will be user type checker. So for GHS Dabem, I required two separate users. One will be the admin maker, user type admin maker, and one will be the user type admin checker. So for this creation of maker and checker for two logins of one school, we require two different email address, or username should be different. So in this matter we will help you. The BRC coordinator of your taluka will help you in doing your maker and checker login. So for any help regarding the usage of this portal, this is your help desk number. This is my number, 777406098. For any system related issue, you can reach at me through my WhatsApp number. For login related issue, to know your user ID password for your school maker checker, you have to contact your respective BRC or taluka coordinator. So north and south taluka coordinator, we have shared the numbers. Now the second step will be to check the budget and component wise limit allocated for your school. The government has assigned certain budget for your school that you have to expend for different purpose. We'll see now how to check the budget allocated for your school. Hello, greetings to all. In this video, we will see how to check the budget allocated for your school. From state government, your school has received certain amount, that is total budget, and that budget is distributed into various heads. So we will see the report that shows you the total budget and component wise budget. On home screen, you can see total budget and expenditure budget here. So I have logged into one of the school login, GHS Dabe, which is in Sattari block. Now on the home screen, you can see your total budget received to your school and that expenditure. Also in this pie chart, you can see in this school, this orange color is for the utilized budget, and this blue is for unutilized budget. It is showing, the figures are showing. So in detail we will show in reports. Go to component wise budget allocation limit utilization. Here you have to select your account number, and then you don't have to put any component here, directly search. Here you can see the total budget for your school, the expenditure budget, and these are the components in which the budget is distributed. So for uniform, this is the component code for uniform, and this is the total budget received for GHS Dabem. This is for community mobilization. This is the component code, and this is the amount received. So you can see here different heads are there, different component is there and the respective amount. So if you use that amount, so utilize unutilized, it will get distributed, and this is the total limit for that particular head. So for your school you can check it. I will repeat again. From the home page you have to go to reports, component wise budget allocation, limit utilization, and you have to select your account, click here, proceed, and then don't have to put any code here, just search. Here on this page you can get your total budget and the component in which the budget is distributed. You can export this to your Excel for your future reference. Thank you. So the third step will be to add a vendor or beneficiary to whom you want to make a payment. One important thing in this PFMS, cash and check transaction are not allowed. If you visit the bank and ask the manager to give the cash, or if you do ask to do any check transaction, that will not be possible in this PFMS. So the most important thing is, for this PFMS account you have to transfer the amount directly to the beneficiary account. Only digital transactions are allowed, so you have to add the beneficiary or vendor details in your school account in this portal, and then you have to generate the check or PPA, prepayment advice, for transfer of the fund. So we will see how to add the vendor in our portal. Here we will see single vendor addition. In this portal we can add vendor in bulk, multiple vendors we can add in a single time. A different video will be there, we have created, and we will share with you for bulk vendor addition. At a single time we can add 100 vendors, means for giving the uniform to the students. If you have multiple students, so at a time 50, 100, 150 up to 1000 you can add at a single time. So in this video we will see only the single video vendor addition. Hello, greetings to all. In this video we will see how to add a vendor for whom you want to make a payment. So vendor can be anyone. A student whom you want to make a payment for his uniform grant. A vendor can be a civil contractor or a painter who did civil work or painting for your school. Vendor can be a stationery shop from where you are purchasing a stationery for your office. A vendor can be your school administrative or holding account where you want to transfer your school or office expenses for monthly use. Or a vendor can be your staff or instructor to whom you want to pay a salary from the school grant. So vendor can be anyone. Now before proceeding we will see what are the roles of different type of users. There are three types of user. Okay, one is admin, second is maker, third is checker. So, and it can be a combination of admin, maker, that is AM, and a combination of admin, checker. A single person can't be admin, maker और checker. तीनों एक person नहीं हो सकता. So for doing any entry in the system, it has to be done from admin, maker, or simply maker. So entry can be anything. It can be vendor addition or budget allocation or payment initiation. It should be done from user type maker or admin, maker. And whatever the entry done by maker, the checker has to authorize it. It is very simple. Okay, maker means making, checker means checking. Okay, so we'll proceed. So for adding a vendor you have to go to the option payment. You have to click payment, then vendor and vendor registration. I will repeat again, payment, vendor and vendor registration. You have to fetch the scheme here. Here on this page you will see there are different types of vendor which are already added. Okay, in your case, if you are using first time, then there will be no record found will appear here. So you have to add new vendor from here. Click here, and now this on this window you will see the details of vendor. So for vendor addition, you require 4 mandatory things. One is vendor name, second is address of vendor, third is account number, and fourth is IFSC code. Okay, so where the asterisk or star is there, these are the mandatory things you have to put: account number, IFSC, and a city, which is a part of address. There are other details like mobile number, email address, date of birth, PAN card number, GST number, and the vendor type means if it is commercial, institutional, personal, NGO, whatever. So these are the details you have to fill. If you don't have the details, no problem, but mandatorily you have to put these 4 things. Okay, so we will try to make one entry of a vendor. I will put my name, my address, and a state. So just fetch it from here, Goa, and automatically the district will come, North Goa. I will put my account number, and I will put my IFSC code, and then city I will put. So once the 4 things are added, I can proceed. But if I know the different details, I know date of birth or vendor type or mobile number, email address, or PAN number, you have to put it. Okay, so I will put my mobile number, and I will put any email address. So once the 4 things are added, you can simply add vendor. So it is showing here vendor is added. So we have made entry from user type admin maker. Maker से entry किया है. Now we have to authorize it. So I will go to my user type AC admin checker. So here you have to approve or authorize or check. So option is there, approve. Then I have done from a payment, a vendor registration. So vendor here, and I have manually entered. So click here, and automatically whatever the entry you have done, it will appear here. You have to check the details, and then you have to click here and approve. So it is showing success here. So this is the only work of admin checker, to approve all the details or all the entries done by maker. Now again you have to go to your maker, and then here you can see the entry which I have done. So here you can see the difference. Now I have added the vendor just now. So if you are using internet banking, when you add the beneficiary, the backend takes some time to authorize that beneficiary, because it checks account number and IFSC, the combination of account number and IFSC. If it is right, then they approve it. If it is wrong, then they reject it. So likewise here also, when you add the vendor, the Canara Bank send this information to PFMS, which is the department in Delhi, Public Finance Management Department in Delhi. They authorize the vendor entry you make, and then they will approve it, and automatically the code will come here. So as you can see, the code is blank and it is implemented, or I, or it will be N, not active. So jinka bhi vendor, what are the vendor which are authorized, it will come with a vendor code, and a flag will be active. As you can see here, vendor code are there and flag is active. So these are the added vendors. So you can make the payment to these vendors till the code and this flag get active, you have to wait for these things. After that you can make the payment to that vendor. Okay, thank you so much. So now we will move to fourth step to make payment to added vendor. Let's see how to initiate the payment, authorize that payment and print PPA. Note that for school daily expenses you have to transfer the amount from your PFMS account to your administrative or holding account of the school. I suggest that you have to estimate the monthly expenses of your school, and then once in a month you have to transfer that amount to your holding account of the school, from where you can withdraw the cash. So आपको स्कूल का कितना खर्चा होता है एक मंथ में, फॉर एग्जांपल in a month of June, this June, if you estimate the expenses of your school as 2000 rupees or 2500 rupees or 3000 rupees, then you have to make an entry from your school grant that you are expending this amount for your stationery or for your daily wages, sweeper salary, or small programs or remuneration, anything. So छोटे छोटे अमाउंट्स के लिए वी कांट जनरेट दिस पीपीए. सो एट अ वंस, एक ही बार में स्कूल का जितना भी एक्सपेंस होता है मंथ में, वो आपको एस्टिमेट करके एट द स्टार्ट ऑफ द मंथ और एट द एंड ऑफ द मंथ यू हैव टू टेक दैट मनी, transfer that money to your holding account or administrative account or headmaster's account, and you can withdraw that money for your school expenses. So आपको बार बार ब्रांच में जाने की जरूरत नहीं है, एक ही बार पीपीए जनरेट करके आपको ब्रांच में सबमिट करना है for all your expenses of a month. So we will see the steps in making the payment. Hello, greetings to all. In this video, we will see how to make a payment to vendor which is added. The vendor which is added means the vendor of which we have received the PFMS code, and the PFMS code flag is active A. Okay, so we will see here. So go to payment, vendor registration. Here you can see different vendors and their PFMS code is there, flag is active. But recently we have added one vendor, that is Parag. Here you can see flag code is N, not active, and flag PFMS code is not there. So we can't make payment to Parag now. Okay, so we have to wait till this PFMS code came, and then we can proceed for a payment. So for this Aparna gowns code is there, so I can make a payment. Again for this Sai electrical code is there and flag is active, so I can make a payment. For Manoj Desai code is there and flag is active, so I can make a payment to all these vendor where code is there. Okay, so one more thing I want to clarify here. If the vendor by some other school, if the vendor is added by some other school or BRC or state account or maybe the RMSA accountant, and you got the message while adding the vendor, you got the message that is vendor already added for selected scheme, then you have to leave that vendor addition and directly you can proceed for payment to that particular vendor. So we'll try to make one entry कि जिसका vendor already add हो चुका है, means vendor is already added and you are trying to make again same entry. For example, I am adding Parag which is already added by me. So if the vendor is added by someone else and is not showing in your list, but if you try to add that vendor, the vendor will not get added and the data will come like this. When you add the vendor, it is showing account number already exists for selected scheme. If this message came, if you are trying to add any vendor and if this message came, then don't worry, someone has added that account number and then you can use it to make the payment. So I will tell you in this video how to find that vendor. Okay, so we'll proceed to make a payment to the added vendor. So Manoj Desai, for example, will try to make a payment. So you have to go to payment, payment file and initiate payment. So in a second step, when you see the budget allocated for your schools, so there are different component we got. Okay, like that report was there. So here we have to decide for what we are making the payment. If I am making a payment for a uniform to a student, or for this community mobilization, or fund for security and safety, or I am paying from the school grant, or I am paying to girl empowerment program. So we have to find and identify for what we are making the payment. Then again you have to go to payment, payment file, initiate payment, and in this window 4 things are mandatory we have to put. So from pay type to project ID, don't have to put anything. We have to go directly to narration. So from narration we have to put 4 things: narration, sanction number, sanction date and remarks. So I will repeat again. While making a payment, if the vendor is added, PFMS code we got, so we have to make a payment to particular vendor. So first step is go to payment, payment file, and you have to initiate payment. So in this initiate payment tab, you don't have to put the upper part, directly you have to come to narration. These 4 things: narration, sanction number, sanction date and remarks. These 4 things you have to mandatorily fill. So narration means the purpose for whom you want to make a payment. So you have to mention the purpose. For example, you are making a payment for uniform grant of a student, or you are making a payment for instructor for girl empowerment program, or you are making payment for a contractor or civil worker or a painter who paint your school, or you for making a payment for a stationery from you from whom you purchase the stationery, or you are making a payment for your school expenses, monthly school expenses from your school grant. So you have to mention whatever the purpose for your payment. Then sanction number will be your office copy or order number or outward number, whatever you maintain for your accounting purpose, that number you have to put. So we will suggest for this PFMS transaction you have to make a separate file in which you have to mention on your letterhead, you have to mention the purpose of all the payments you are making from this PFMS account, and that account, the sanction number you have to keep, and you have to mention the sanction number here. And sanction date will be the processing date, you have to fetch it from here only. And remark you can put anything for your future reference. Okay, here sanction copy option is there, which is optional. Over there you can choose the file, you can attach the file of sanction copy. So that is not mandatory, but you have to put it. If you have the scanner in the school, then you have to scan that sanction copy of the PFMS transaction, PFMS payment, and then you can attach it. So we'll try to make one entry here. We'll put uniform grant, for Manoj. So for example, Manoj was my student, which I added as a student in a vendor list, and then sanction number will be, I will generate one office copy on that sanction number will be there. So anything I will put here. Sanction date, I will fetch it from here, today's date, and will choose the file if it is there, or remark you can put anything, so for your future reference. Okay, so I can copy this and paste it here. So once these 4 things have done, you have to go to save file. So once the file is saved, it is saying file is saved successfully and order number is generated. Some 6-digit number is generated. That is your prepayment advice number or a check number. So you have to mention it somewhere, the order number, and with this order number you have to proceed further. Again you have to go to payment file and add beneficiary vendor details. So we have initiated the payment. Now we have to go to this step, add beneficiary vendor details. Again I will repeat, payment file, add beneficiary vendor details. Here whatever the order number you have generated, it will come here, and then you have to fetch it from here. So I have generated the order number for uniform grant for Manoj, so I will put it here, and then till now we have generated the purpose of making the payment. Now the system is asking for to whom you want to make payment. So here you have to select the vendor. So we can find a vendor from here, and in this you have to put first name of any vendor to whom you are making a payment. You can put account number also. You can search by account number, email, phone, or name. So the simple way is to search by name. So Manoj, I will search. So Manoj Desai was my student or a vendor which I added. So I will select. So the code for Manoj is there, and then I will fetch. So whatever the details I have added while adding a vendor, it will come here. While adding the vendor as Manoj Desai, I have put this data, so it will come here directly, and then you have to get the component. So component means the budget segregation or budget head in which your school got the payment. So you have to check it from here. For this Dabem, EHS Dabem, I have received for uniform grant, I have received under this code some amount. So different heads are there and different components are there. So we have to select the component accordingly. So now we are making a payment for free uniform. So this is my component code. So I will copy it from here. So F.01.05 is the code for uniform. So I will put it here. Proceed, and then automatically whatever the amount you got, see 16,200 is the amount I have got for uniform grant. Likewise you can see here 16,200. So this is the report we have generated in second step. So automatically this amount is got here, and then within this available amount, I have to make a payment. So for particular student, 500 rupees is the uniform grant. So I will put 500 rupees. I will add, and then add vendor. So it is saying record added. So the narration is added for which we are making the payment. The vendor is added. So click is OK, and there all the details is appearing here. And then last step is to select this branch advice digital signature, click here, and you have to initiate payment. I will repeat these steps again. You have to go, once the payment is initiated, you have to go to add beneficiary vendor details. You have to click on the order number which I have generated, fetch it. To find a vendor, So click it here. The person to whom you want to make a payment, you have to search it by first name, or you can put account number to search or phone number to search. So easy way to search by first name. And then Manoj Desai was my student. I will select Manoj Desai. Automatically the code came here. So fetch. So what are the vendor details we have added while adding the vendor, it will appearing here. It is appearing here, and then we have to get the component. Component means whatever the heads in which you got the amount, in which your school got the amount, you have to put. So I got the amount in these different codes. So for example, Manoj Desai was an instructor for this program. So I will copy this. Automatically the girl empowerment secondary will come here. Whatever the vendor code you will put, the description will come. Then here you can see the available limit is 0, so you can't make this payment. So again we will put that uniform. So I will pay 500 rupees for the student. Add vendor, and then simply you have to select this branch advice digital signature and initiate payment. So once the payment is initiated, this pop-up will come, payment initiated successfully for the order number 123371. So it is initiated, so we have to authorize it. From user type admin maker we have initiated it, so we have to authorize that, we have to check that. So again go to your admin, checker login, user type will be A, C or C, and then you have to go to approve. We are checking, so approve, we have done the payment, so payment, and we have to approve the payment. So whatever the entry you have make there, the same order number will come here with the description uniform grant for Manoj. You have to fetch it from here. So all the details, whatever the narration, sanction number, date and remark you have put, it will appearing here. So checker have to check this, the amount you have to check, and then if everything is right, you can approve it. If something is wrong, then you have to reject it. Okay, reject option is also there. So it seems all data is right, then I will approve it. So once approved, it is saying order approved successfully. So the checker part is done. So we have to go to again user type admin maker, and then we have to print that PPA. So whatever the check we have generated or a PPA we have generated, we have to print that. So in a home page, you have to go to payment file and simply print PPA. So as you can see, uniform grant for Manoj, it is coming here. You have to click on advice. Automatically a PDF will be downloaded to your PC, and you have to print that PDF. You have to take signature of your headmaster, whatever the SMC committee is there, headmaster and chairman, you have to take their signature with a school stamp, and you have to submit to your Canara Bank branch where your PFMS zero balance account is there. You have to submit that PPA. One PPA you have to put for your filing, and one PPA you have to submit to the branch. On the day when you submit the PPA, the same day payment can be happen, or it will go to another day. So you have to wait for one more day, and then payment will get credited to the students or the beneficiary or vendor account. So I will show you. This is a PPA. It is look like this. Prepayment advice, order number will be there, and narration will be there. Here you have to put the signatories, signs and stamp, and you have to submit it to the branch. Thank you. So we will see the last step, that is fifth step, to view transition statement or MIS report. Whatever the transition you have made in this PFMS account, you can see directly from this login only. You don't have to visit to the branch. All the details, all the reports are there in the login. So we will see the steps to check the reports. Hello, greetings to all. In this video we will see how to see or check the statement of your account, or how to check different MIS reports of your transactions, how to check vendor created report, user added report, and all the statements and all the reports you will get from this login itself. You don't have to visit the Canara Bank branch, because passbook will not be given for this PFMS account, and statement will not be generated. So all the system is given to you only, and you have to generate the statement for your account. So we will see in reports, there are different type of reports are there. So first is statement. In this statement you will get all the entries or all the transactions you have done from this PFMS account. So you have to select the date. Firstly account you have to select, then you have to select the date between which you want to see the statement. So as you can see, the different entries are there for different order numbers, and this is the parent account number from which you are getting the credit. Okay, so you can download this report in Excel for your future reference, for reconciliation or for audit purpose. Okay, second type of report is transaction report. Transaction report means the entries which are done by maker or which are pending for the approvals. Okay, so recently we have made the entry for this free uniform, and then I have rejected it, so it will come here as rejected. So the second entry, you can see this entry is made by maker for this particular code, and this is pending for approval. So you have to check this report whether some entries are pending for approval, which is initiated by maker, but pending for approval you have to check, because sometimes what happens, maker makes an entry and then it did not get approved, so the amount got on hold. Whatever the entry made by the initiator or maker, the amount got on hold until it get approved or rejected. So you have to check this report. Sometimes you are making a payment and limit available is different and unutilized limit is different. So some amount is on hold, you have to understand that, and you have to check this report. Okay, third type of report is vendor created report. Whatever the vendor you have created, it will be shown here in this report. You can export it with all the details. You will get this report. Another type of report is user created report. User means the particular person which is handling your account, who is a maker, who is checker, admin. All this entry you will get it from here. Other type of report is component wise budget allocation, limit utilization, that we have seen earlier. So what are the budget allocated for your school, and what are the amount you have utilized, what are the amount you didn't utilized, you can see it here. For different component you will get different amount, and then a different budget will be set for that particular amount, so you have to check it from here. So as you can see, different heads are there and they are utilized, unutilized and total limits you are given. Lastly, if you want to add or update vendor details or delete the vendor details, you can do it from here. You have to go to payment, vendor registration, and then here option is there, view, update or delete vendor. So once I click here, the detail will come here. Then you can update the data. If you got the mobile number, then you can update. If the account number got changed for particular vendor, you can change the vendor account number also, or simply you can delete the account number or a vendor from your system. So delete option is also there, update option is also there. So this is it for this video. Thank you. So lastly, we will see the step for user maintenance for your school account. Here you can add, delete or update the users of your account. Let's see the steps and options. Greetings to all. In this video, we will see the user management process. User means the person who are handling this PFMS CSS portal for your school account. The option will be user management and user profile maintenance. So here you can see the different users who is using your account, and you can modify, delete and lock particular user from here. If mobile number of existing user is changed, then you have to modify, use the modify option. Or if a headmaster of a school is changed, or headmaster is going for a leave and the charge of the school is given to another headmaster, then you can lock the existing headmaster and create a new user for new headmaster. So all the provisions are here. You can lock, modify, delete the existing user, or some other person who want to make use of, means you want to operate this account from the school, then you can create new user. So create option is there. So from the admin login, you can create the user for a teacher or a headmaster who joined the school or who want to handle this PFMS account. So you have to select here own account. Automatically code will come. Then you have to select the option local. Then here you can assign the role. So put admin maker or admin checker for particular person, or a new headmaster who want to make his user ID. All these three things you can't put. Okay, so one can be admin maker or admin checker. Okay, so I will put admin maker. Then your school name, GHS Labem. Here you have to put email address of a new person who joined, or a new email address of a person who want to use this account, maybe a new teacher. So you will put their email address. You have to put email address here, and correct email address you have to put. You have to put a mobile number of the particular user, and then you have to put a date of birth. So simply type a date of birth in. So the person to whom you are adding, it should be more than 18 years. Okay, so submit. And then it is saying user create is initiated. Then again you have to approve it. Whatever the entry you are making, you have to approve it. So again I will go to my second admin or admin checker, and I will go to approve again and user. So I created the user, I will go to approve as the user, and then you have to, so whatever the entry you make, it will come here, you have to click it here and then approve. So automatically the password will go to the email address that you have added here, and then again from user management you can see the added user. So as you can see here, the person got added with the new mobile number and the password has gone to this email address. So the person have to check this email address, and with this username as a email address and password which is received on email, you have to log in. Okay, so if you want to delete it, you have to delete from here, or if you want to change the mobile number, so you can change the mobile number from here. You can change the email address, username, everything. So user modified successfully. Here authorization is not required, or else simply you can delete. If you don't want, you can delete it. So this is it from user management. Thank you. So thanks for your precious time. This is it for this Canara Bank CSS portal training. Hope you understand the things and you have to use your allocated fund as early as possible. If any assistance is required, you have to reach to me on my WhatsApp number, and you have to coordinate with your BRC heads or BRC coordinator of your taluka. Thanks and have a great day.